Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. It's now February and it is time for a new everyday makeup drawer. So I'm just going to do a quick recap of what was in last month's drawer. I will have timestamps for you below in case you want to skip around. Then we'll be shopping my stash, and of course I like to do a little look with all the products that I pick out at the end. So stay tuned for that if you want to see the new products I pick out in action. But first let's just do a little recap. So in the first little container here, I do have my Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm and my Milani Eyeshadow Primer. They stay in here all the time because they're the only eyeshadow primers I have, and I'm so happy to say that I do have pretty big pan in my Blurring Balm powder, which I am so excited for, because then once I finish this one up and the Milani, I do want to try some new eyeshadow primers. So the two of them stay in there all the time. Now the brow products I did have a brow pencil from Colorspell and my e.l.f. laminating brow gel. I will be taking these two out and switching out for some new products. And then in the next drawer over is where I had like my complexion. The first thing I did have was my Laura Geller. This is the Spackle Hydrating Skin Perfecting Primer. This is a good primer. It's mostly like an extra moisturizer, so if you're into that, you probably would really enjoy this. But I feel like, I don't know how far I'm in this tube because there's a lot of air in it, but I figured by now I'd be getting close to the end of it, but I don't think so. It keeps going strong, but I am going to be rotating this one out for the month. Then of course next I had the Ilia, I think this is the Skin Rewind Complexion Stick, the Ilia Serum Concealer, and then the Smashbox and Becca Under Eye Corrector. I've really enjoyed these three. These two right here, now I already knew that I liked the Smashbox and Becca, so I know of course I am going to be rotating that one out. But these two, I've really enjoyed these two this month. I've just really liked having this stick foundation. Usually I don't really gravitate towards those, but I really enjoyed it, and this concealer is also really good, but I'm going to be rotating them out for this month. In the drawer you're seeing here, this is just all my mascaras, and then I have my 3 eyeliners in here. I'm just going to leave them in here all the time. I have my Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water mascara, which that one's about to leave my collection because it's getting close to its expiration. Then we have the Refi Lash Sculpt. We have the Tarte. This one is new to me. This is a little mini. This is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I used it for the first time the other day, and it's not a bad mascara. Then of course I have the e.l.f. Lash and Roll mascara, and then my liners. They're all going to stay in there. I'm not going to change any of those. Then next we have my complexion over here. I was using this Tarte Face Tape Pressed Powder. This is a really good powder. It can get kind of heavy if you're not careful with it, but as long as you're careful and apply a small amount, it's a really lovely powder, and I've been loving using this to kind of help blend out my eyeshadows. So it is a good powder, but I will be rotating it out. It's time to get some good use on some others. Next we have for bronzer, we had my Fenty Beauty bronzer, and I'm really excited to see that there is, you can kind of see the pan underneath a little bit, so maybe at some point I'll maybe eventually hit pan on this. I would love to see that, but I'm going to rotate this bronzer out. That is such a good bronzer. Then I have this little teeny tiny sample basically of the one size. This is the Ultimate Setting Powder in the light pink shade, or what's this one? What's their Ultra Pink? They call theirs Ultra Pink. I really loved this. I used it a ton this past month. I didn't finish it of course because right there at the end I was doing some more warm tone looks, and I just felt like the pink powder didn't really go with those as well, but I really loved setting right under my eyes where you meet up with the blush with this. I felt like that was just so pretty, and even though I kind of want to keep it in because I know February, Valentine's Day, I really want the pink makeup, I do have another pink powder that I want to include, so I am going to be rotating this one out. Then I had 3 blushes. I had the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in Bold Face Lilac. I had the Haus Labs, I never can remember what these are called. This is the Color Fuse Glassy Blush Balm in Glassy Pomelo, and then the Tarte Energy Blush, which is like that really pretty kind of bubblegum pink. I am going to be rotating all 3 of these out. And then I have my lip products right over here. I picked out 3 lip liners this last time. I had one from ColourPop, from e.l.f. and Rare Beauty. I'm going to be, of course, rotating those out. And then right here, this is my this is the Glossy Bounce Lip Oil, and as you can see, I have got major windowing in this. I have really been using this a ton lately because my lips have been just so dry, and it's been nice just reaching for this. So I have a ton of windowing in there, And not a lot of product is coming out on the little applicator, so I am going to keep this in because I'm going to remove the stopper so I can get the last of this out of here, and then I'll have an empty on this. But I really have been enjoying this product. I think it's a nice lip oil. I wouldn't repurchase another one anytime soon because I have so many lip oils, but it is a good one, and I have been enjoying it. So I'm going to keep this in so I can continue to get use out of it. And then for lipstick, I had one from Lawless, one from Revolution, and then one from ColourPop. We're going to be rotating all three of those out. And then I had 3 glosses, one from CoverGirl, one from Too Faced, and then one from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I will be rotating these out as well. And for the eyeshadow, I had this e.l.f. This is the Finest Fleck Glitter Eyeshadow in Pop Off Pink. I really enjoyed this one this month, and I really love pairing it with my ABH Norvina eyeshadow palette, which I got some good use out of this palette this month. Probably not as much as I should have because I was doing some videos this month that involve new eyeshadow palettes, or I've been doing No Pan Left Behind, so I have been reaching for other palettes as well. But this is a really pretty palette, and I am going to be rotating it out for this month, but this is one that I definitely want to keep continue using because it is such a pretty palette. Okay, so that's everything for the recap, so let's move on to picking out the products. Okay, I know this is zoomed out pretty far, but I'm just showing you everything in this top drawer first, and then I'll zoom in so you can see better. But this drawer is kind of a mess because if you can see in the very back there, I have added my bronzers and they're overflowing. They don't fit properly. I've really been trying to redo my organization in here because the bottom drawer has all my lip products, and I really love the way those are organized, so I need to find more of those little acrylic things to hold the rest of my products and really kind of fix this because this drawer is a little messy, but you know what, it's okay. We're just gonna have to deal with it for now until I could do something better. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on these first 4 right here. So we're going to start right here with primer. Now, since it's the month of Valentine's Day, I've just been really loving pink makeup lately. I want to try to pick out a lot of pink products or pink themed products if I happen to have some in my collection. So I know first and foremost I have this one right here from e.l.f. This is their Jellypop Dew Primer. I'm not sure if you can buy this one now or not. I know they keep taking it away and then they'll bring it back, then it's gone again, then it'll come back. I don't know what they're doing. But honestly, out of their gripping primers, this is the only one that works for me. Their other two, the green one and the other pink one they have, those just don't really settle nicely on my skin. I don't know if they're reacting weirdly with my sunscreen or my skincare. They always wanted to cause my makeup to pill up, but the last time I used this one, I didn't have that issue, so I am going to be including this one, and it's kind of like a cute little pink packaging too, so I'm going to be including that one. And then I think one more I'm going to include is this one right here from Say. This is the Glowy Super Gel. This is just like a small size in the shade Rose Glow. Now, Rose Glow is a little bit deeper for me, but once I put foundation over the top, it's not a big deal, but I thought this might be nice sometimes just to maybe mix this in with the e.l.f. one. I don't know how they might mix together. We'll have to see, but I really do love the Glowy Super Gels from Say. My favorite is Star Glow, but I do have this Rose Glow shade, so I want to get some good use out of it, and we're going to include that one. Okay, and then the next drawer over right here are where I keep my correctors and my concealers. One product that I really want to get some thoughts on because the last couple of times I've used it, I have not liked it. It's mostly the shade is just wrong for me. These lean extremely light. This is the fair shade, and it's just so pale on me, and I don't really like it because it's off-putting. I'm just going to be so honest here. But I want to give it another go. This is the NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer, and this one's in fair. I would love to have a different shade in this because I feel like the formula seems okay, but the shade just throws me off, and it makes me not even want to wear it. So I feel like this is a good time to really get some use out of this for this month and really see if I want to keep it in my collection or not, because if I don't like it, I know I'm not going to reach for it anymore, and I might as well just go ahead and get rid of it now. But I'm going to be testing it out this month and see what I think, so I am going to be including this one. That's going to be kind of like for my corrector because I do want to put some concealer over the top of it. So the one I thought about doing that is also from NYX. I thought this has kind of like that cute pink little cap. This is the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum, and this one's in the shade Light. This is such a beautiful concealer, and also what I love about this one is you can wear it as foundation, and I've done that plenty of times with it, and I really do enjoy it. So I thought this would be a cute option, especially since it has that cute little pink cap. Okay, next I have squeezed my brow products in here with my foundation. I had to do that to make room for my bronzers in the back, so let's go ahead and pick out some brow products here. So I already know right off that I'm definitely going to be picking my Kosas Brow Pop Pencil. This, of course, has cute, kind of like, well, it's like a pinky purple packaging, but I think it'd be so cute for this month. So I am going to pick that one. That is my favorite brow pencil of all time. And then for the brow gel, I think I'm going to use this one right here from CoverGirl. This is their Clean Fresh Brow Enhancer Gel, and it's just a clear. So I think that'll be a good option. So, and it's a pretty pink packaging as well. So we're going to pick that one. Now, I want for my foundation, it's not in here currently, but I want to use my Tower 28 Sunny Days like tinted sunscreen, and I have that actually. Can you see it? Let me see if I can sit it down so you can see it right there. I bought the Tower 28 makeup bag, and all of my Tower 28 products are in this bag. I love this bag. It is so cute, but I'm just going to get that product out of here. You can see it holds so much. I love this brand so very much. They're my favorite brand, so I wanted them all in one place. But I am going to be using this one. This is my second little tube of this stuff. I did have an empty with this at the beginning of the year, and I've already repurchased it. This is like one of my most favorite products ever. So, and the fact that I have had to repurchase it says something, because you see, okay, I don't know if y'all saw any of that, but there's a ladybug in here. It was going wild around this light. Let me get that right quick and put that outside. But the fact that I've had to repurchase this really says something, because you see that I have more foundations than I need. I mean, you know, I went on a binge for a while just trying new foundations. So the fact that there is one in my collection that I have repurchased really says something. So I am going to be including this one. For powders, we have my powders here, and then back here is bronzers. Now, I already know I just picked this up yesterday as I'm filming this. Wet n Wild has a new pink powder, and it's in the shade Soft Pink. If you're familiar with their other translucent powder, this one right here, they now have it in a pink shade. I found one at Walmart yesterday, and it was the only one left, so I grabbed it. I cannot wait to try this out, and I love that it's pink packaging. It is perfect for this month, and this is also a good chance for me to test this out, so I will be including this one. I just want all the pink products. I just want so much pink stuff this time. I almost was going to pick out my Tower 28 powder, because I do have their pink powder, and their pink is not pink. It's like a translucent, but just a hint of pink in it, but I feel like I need to use something else. I need to get some use out of some of my other products. I can't just use Tower 28 all the time. So I thought that I'd use one of my CoverGirls, because they're pink. I want the translucent one though, because I have one that's skin tone. Here we go. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Pressed Powder. And this is the translucent one. I do have pretty big pan in this. I really do love this powder. It's such a good one. And I love how we have some pretty pink packaging. So I am going to be including this one. I wanted a pink powder, and then I said, well, maybe I should also have a translucent option as well for days maybe I don't want to wear the pink, so this would be a good choice. Oh, I'm loving all these cute little pink products. And then, well, the Tower 28 is that pretty lilac, so we're gonna accept that. So for my bronzer, I only have one that has like a pink packaging to it. And it's this one right here from e.l.f. This is their Halo Glow Beauty Wand, the contour, and this one's in the shade Fair. It is a contour, but honestly, I just use it as a bronzer. Now, on me, because I know it's supposed to be a cool tone, but on my skin tone, it ends up looking like a neutral, which I love, so I really do like this product. Honestly, out of all these wand products from e.l.f., I think the contour one is the best. The blushes, I ended up getting rid of the blushes. They were too, I don't know, one day they wanted to work, one day they didn't, but with the contour one, I really do like this one, so I am going to be including this one for like my bronzer option. Okay, so that's everything from this top drawer. We are going to move on to the lower drawer, which has all my lip products, so let's move on to that. Okay, so here is my lip drawer, and I really love the way I've now have this organized. I got some of these really pretty iridescent holographic little containers from Dollar Tree, and I thought they were just so pretty. So what we have are my lip liners. Then we have, some of these have fallen a little bit. This drawer gets stuck, so sometimes I have to pull it open kind of aggressively. We have my liquid lipsticks, my lip oils, my lip balms. Then we have lipsticks. This is extra lipsticks, and then lip glosses over there. So we're going to first be picking out some lip liners. Now, before I pick out this container, I have, of course, already picked out a few from Tower 28 from my makeup bag. These are the one-liner multi-liners. If you're not new to my channel, you know how much I love these. These are really, honestly, the only lip liners I'd ever need in my collection, but I have developed a love for lip products. So I like having the options. So the first one I have here is called Fill Me In. So it looks like that. These are so lovely from Tower 28. Now you can wear these on your cheeks and your eyes. I've never done that. I've only worn them as lip liners, so I can't speak to how they might perform that way. The next shade is Check Me Out. Which this has a little bit more of a warmness to it, and this one's a little bit more on the cool tone side. I wanted both options in here because I just wanted as many pink leaning lip liners as possible. So we have this container here filled with all of my lip liners, and I definitely want just some pretty pinky options. So let me see who I have here right quick. One from e.l.f. How about this one? Let me swatch it. Okay, this is one of the Cream Glide lip liners from e.l.f. and this one is in the shade, it's hard to read these, they're on the cap, Pinky Swear. Okay, very close to those, but you know what? This is what I want. I don't really want a lot of variety this time because I know I want to lean really heavily into the pinks, so I think I am going to pick that one. And there's one more that I saw just then that I think I want to include as well. Now the next one I found is the NYX Slim Lip Pencil, and this one's in the shade Pale Pink. This was one that I actually, you can kind of see that has much more of a cool tone pinky vibe. This one on its own is very kind of concealer lips on me, but I almost decluttered it one time because of that, but I'm so glad that I didn't, that I ended up keeping it because I don't know what that was, something got mixed in with it. But now I'm glad that I have it. So I think I'm going to include that one too for kind of like that really pale pink option as well. For liquid lipstick, I have one pink, and that is this little mini from the Lip Bar. This one's in the shade It Girl. These are incredibly pigmented, and I just know I'm not going to swatch it. It's really kind of like a hot pink kind of shade. It's going to stain my hand, so I'm not going to swatch it, but it's a really pretty shade. I have worn it before. I've taken this pale pink lip liner from NYX, and then I took just a dot of this on my finger and then placed it on my lips, and it really sheared it out and created such a really beautiful soft pink. In fact, if you watched my video where I did my No Pan Left Behind, that was the lip combo that I was wearing in that video. So I am going to be including this one. Okay, for lip balms and like my lip oils, which would be these next two right here, well, we'll do lip oils first since they're in the next container. I definitely want to use some from e.l.f. because I recently got a lot of their kind of shimmery lip oils that they have, and I really want to use those. So I think the first few here are the ones that I want to use. Let me grab those. Yeah, these three right here. We have the shades Crystal Baller, Princess Cut, and Candy Coated. So let me swatch these for you right quick. But these are the three that I'm going to be including this time. So this is Crystal Baller. So pretty. This is Candy Coated, which is like my favorite one. So cute. I love these. If you haven't tried these from e.l.f. yet with the shimmer in them, they're so good. And then I have Princess Cut, which kind of has like this more rosy tone to it, so I thought that would be really pretty because honestly you could take these, fill in the lips, and then apply one of these on the top and it would be just as beautiful. You don't even need a lipstick. Okay, so for lip balms, I have those sitting over there, and I do have a lot of pink options as far as CoverGirl, but I've used some of those recently, so I'm going to include these two from Tower 28. We have the Tower 28 Juice Balm, and this one is in the shade Shake, and then we have the Tower 28 Lip Softy, which is in Watermelon Kiwi, and these are both so good. Let me swatch them for you. These from Tower 28, now this one doesn't have as much pigment to it, but the other two shades I have, boy, it has a lot of pigment, but this is more on the subtle side, and it's got this pretty little pinky tint to it, which I love that so very much. So we are going to be including this one. I have the more orange shade in that, as well as a red, and they are incredibly pigmented. And then of course we have the Lip Softy, which is just one of these like squeeze lip balms. Now it does have a pink tint, but you really, once you shear it out, it goes on clear, so I'm just going to leave it like that so you can see it. These are so good, and I see where they're bringing confetti cake back. I missed out on getting confetti cake, and when they release it back on Sephora, I am going to be grabbing it. I have all of these lip softies from them, and they're some of my most favorite products ever. So yes, I will be absolutely getting confetti cake. I can't wait. Okay, so for lipsticks, I have one from CoverGirl. Wait till you see this color. It's so interesting to me. I have not used it yet on my lips. I've swatched it, but I haven't used it on my lips yet because it is newer to me. So let me show you. It's this one right here. It's part of their like clean line, like their clean satin lipsticks, and this one is in Enchantress Blush. Now look at this. Look how it looks. Is that not interesting? And then in a swatch, look at that shade. I mean, that's the most interesting thing I've ever seen. I've never quite seen a lipstick like it. Or at least not one that I can remember, but I am going to include it because I want to try it out. I feel like it's definitely one that I will have to use with a little bit one of these deeper lip liners, but I don't know, I just love the pink vibe, so I am going to include that one. Okay, I think the next lipstick I want, because I also have the liquid lipstick too. I think I have one from, where's that one I have from Flower Beauty? I have this one from Flower Beauty. I'm not sure if they still make this. This is the Petal Pout Lip Color in Spiced Petal. Yeah, I thought that would be a really pretty option as well. I love this color story. I've been so into these pinks, so I like that. So that's everything I'm going to pick out for my lip drawer. So let's move on over to the blushes and the eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so first we have my powder blushes on this side, and I know that I want this one right here from Too Faced. This is the Cloud Crush Blurring Blush in Candy Clouds, and this is that pretty little bubblegum pinky shade. I see where they have one called like Super Candy Clouds or something like that, which that one does look pretty as well. My ring light is sitting right there, so it's going to wash it out, but everybody knows this pretty little bubblegummy pink shade, so I am going to be including that one, and I love the packaging. It's that pretty little darling pink, so we're going to be using this one. Okay, now here is where I'm torn, because I feel like I have some really pretty pink powder blushes. I do have some in the creams and the liquids, of course, but I don't know. I just feel like, do I want to just use a powder? Like, I have some powder options for this month because I also have, you know, this one right here from ColourPop that's a pretty pink. I have this one from Kylie, which is a pretty pink. I have some really pretty pink options over here. So I don't know if I should pick a liquid or cream this time, but I feel like I should to get use out of them. I'm not sure. Okay, well, I'll say this. I'll pick this one. This is a little mini size of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes, which is kind of like a pinky kind of tone. So let's use that one. I will include that one, but I might lean more into the powders this time. I feel like I want to pick the same shade, like that same little pretty bubblegummy pink, because I just like that. You know, I also have this one right here from One Size. This is the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio in Attention Seeker. This is another that has those bubblegummy pinks, but this one has a cream in it. Like, we have kind of like a blush topper, the blush, and then the cream. You know what? I think I might include that one as well, because then that would give me a cream option too. So yeah, let's include this one. And I know I have enough, but I cannot do a Valentine's Day themed everyday makeup drawer without including one of these from ColourPop. This one is in my type. I mean, look how cute this packaging is, and it's soft baby pink. I also have a red one and then like a white one, or the packaging's white. I just need to include this. It's a heart. I have to. So we're going to be including this one as well, and then that'll be all for the blushes. Okay, here's the top drawer for my eyeshadow palettes. Honestly, I was looking through my eyeshadow last night. I feel like I don't have like an all pink palette. I would love to have a palette of soft pinks. I know that with this month I should be using the Natasha Denona The Love palette. Honestly, that palette, there's a lot of plum and purple and red in that palette. It's not all pink, and it's just not really speaking to me right now. I just really want soft pinks. I don't want red. I don't want purple. I want just soft pink. So the only palettes that I feel like really kind of have that, I had a few from Tarte, of course. This is one that come to mind. This is the Tartelette Juicy. I'm not sure if they still make this palette. But see, this has a lot of those pretty little delicate shades that I'm looking for. I just don't want those shades that were in the Natasha Denona. They were just like really dark purples and reds, and I don't really want that. I want these really soft, delicate little pinky tones. So this is an option that I thought about. So I'm going to put this one to the side and we're going to come back to it. And then another one that I have, this is an old palette. I think this is from like, it might be about 4 or 5 years ago now. It's this one right here from Kylie. This was a holiday palette from years and years and years ago. And this also has these pretty little pink tones in it as well. Now, I understand if people don't want to support Kylie Cosmetics, I understand that, but this is an old palette. I've had it in my collection for a very long time, and I always did like it. I think it is a pretty palette. So I have that option as well, but I feel like I only want to pick one maybe. So should I pick this one or the Tarte one? Or maybe I should pick both of them. I don't know. They're kind of similar. Actually, when you look at them, they're very similar color stories. Have, you know, some of these browns and kind of gold shades in there too. This one just has a black, and then of course that hot pink shade. They're very similar, actually. These are pretty palettes. I mean, these are just like, I love this type of palette. I think I'm going to go with the Tarte. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Tarte, and we'll save the Kylie one. I'll be, of course, using the Kylie one at some point, no pan left behind. Let's go with the Tarte. I just like this cute little, more compact palette. It'd fit better in my drawers too, so we're going to pick this one. And then I have some single shadows over here and some eyeshadow sticks. I want to pick, I think, this eyeshadow stick that's right here on top. This one's from e.l.f. This is their No Bud shadow stick, and this one's in Rose Quartz. This is kind of like a pinky. Oh goodness, can you even see that? I don't even know if my ring light's going to pick that up. Well, it's hard to show you. It's very, like a very light kind of pink shade, so I'm going to include that as well. So that's all the makeup, so let's put everything back into my everyday makeup drawer. Okay, so I have everything laid back down on this blanket. It's just easier to show you these drawers so they don't reflect, because you can see it's already wanting to reflect a little bit from my ring light, but let's now put everything back. And there is everything back. These products, just looking at these products makes me so happy. Like, all of these pinks just make me so happy because pink is my favorite color. But so now it's time to put as many of these products as I can to the test. So let's get into the get ready with me portion of the video. Okay, we are going to start with all of my prep steps, so I need to zoom you in a little bit too. But the first thing I'm going to start out with is my Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm. I think, what is this, the Blurring Balm Powder? I'm not sure what the full name is. It's not written on this little thing. But I do have a pretty big pan in this, and I am really happy about that because even though I like this, I want to finish the 2 eyeshadow primers that I have so I can try something else, because I've been recommended the matte eyeshadow primer from Ulta a lot by a lot of you, and I see a lot of people in general mentioning that eyeshadow primer, so I really want to try that one, but I want to finish the 2 that I have, and that's this one and the Milani one. But I do like this one. If you don't apply too much, oh, this is a Flawless Concealer brush from e.l.f. If you don't apply too much of it, it works really well as eyeshadow primer, but I find that if you're not careful, it can be kind of greasy, and then your eyeshadows can kind of slide around on it a little bit, so if you apply a small amount, it's really good. Now, I've never used it on the face. I know you can use this, of course, as like a primer for your face, but I've never tried it that way. Okay, I wonder what would happen if I mix these 2 together. This is the e.l.f. Jellypop Dew Primer and the Say Glowy Super Gel in Rose Glow. I wonder what would happen if I mixed them. I don't know if these formulas would really work out that way, but you know what? We're just testing this out. This is just for fun, so let's try it. I'm just going to add 1 pump of the Say and 2 of the e.l.f. Let's mix them together. I just want to pat this on first, and then kind of rub it in a little bit. Because the Rose Glow is a little bit too deep for me by itself. I mean, it's fine once you put like a foundation over the top of it, but by itself, it's a little bit too deep for my skin tone. So I feel like when I mixed it with this, it didn't really make it look, I feel like it really didn't add much of a tint. I'm not sure. Maybe it did a little bit. In person, it doesn't look like it. I don't know about on camera, but in person, it didn't add any kind of tint to my skin. Okay, and then I'm going to apply my Tower 28 Lip Softy. This one is in Watermelon Kiwi. I love these. They're so good. Also, from what I can see of those two primers, they look like they mixed well. I'm not seeing anything odd, like any pilling or anything like that, so I guess they worked. And they add like that glow. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start out with, this is the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick, and this one's in the shade Rose Quartz. So I'm going to place that all over my lid. I've been trying to use my eyeshadow sticks a bit more because I feel like there's something that I've been neglecting in my collection, but I will say that ever since I've done my makeup inventory and created like all those little wheels on my Tiny Decisions app, I have been using these and my eyeliners a lot more, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that, you know? Hey, any usage on my makeup is a win. Okay, now this is incredibly, I don't know if you can see it, very sparkly, very pretty. I'm just placing that like just all over the lid. Sparkles are going everywhere, but it's totally okay. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. These shadow sticks from e.l.f. are really nice too. I have a few shades. This one's probably my favorite. I just love how sparkly it is. I probably should have gone in with my matte shades first for my eyeshadow palette, but I don't know, I just wanted to put this down. But it's okay if the sparkle mixes in with the matte. Yeah, I have sparkle all over my face, like all down in here, but it's okay. This is just for fun. Yeah, the sparkles are everywhere. Okay, on a Sigma E24, I'm going to mix the shade Blossom and the shade Rose together. Like, I'm just going to dip back and forth. Oh, and this is the Tartelette Juicy eyeshadow palette, which I did look yesterday. This palette is no longer available, unfortunately. And we're going to run that right here into my crease. It's okay if it covers the sparkle stuff up. Might also run a little bit onto the lid as well. But I'm mostly keeping it out here and then in the crease as well. I'll pick up a little bit more and add some out here. So we're mostly keeping this on the outer half of really the crease and the lid. Okay, and then I am going to take my CoverGirl, the translucent powder. I'm going to take some of that. And we're going to clean up out here. Go around the edges of that a little bit. The only thing about this translucent powder, it doesn't have pigment to it, so it's not as good at cleaning up this edge the way that Tarte powder was. See, that Tarte powder had like a skin tone. Maybe I should have picked out the skin tone version of this powder instead of the translucent, but I will be putting, of course, concealer and stuff. Alright, we're going to do the same thing over here. Same two shades and run that into my crease. Kind of keeping it on the outer half here. And same thing with that translucent powder. Just taking some of that and going along the edges here. I don't really want to do a lot on the eyes. I really want this soft pink. And then I love how you can still see where I put that eyeshadow stick. I am going to add a little bit more right in there, so you can see that. Okay, and then I'm going to take a tiny amount of the shade Paradise. I'm going to take it on my finger, and then I'm going to do it like this right here, and pat it right here. It just adds a very subtle amount of that shade because I didn't want too much because I don't want to take away from that eyeshadow stick. Okay, and on a small angled brush from e.l.f., I'm going in with the shade Dream Chaser, and I'm going to line my upper lash line with that. I'm sorry, I'm not talking during this because it's so hard to focus while I'm doing this step. Something like that. I think that's really pretty because it's subtle, but you can still see it. And we'll do the same thing over here. I'm never as good on this side. I always struggle over here. Okay, something kind of like that. Very simple. Now I'm gonna try this NYX thing, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Sigma E54. Instead of putting this directly on my under eye, I'm going to take a brush. Oh, this is the NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer, and this one's in the shade Fair. This shade is just way too light for me. And I'm going to try to apply it like that. I mean, look at that. And I don't know how light it might look on camera, but in person, it is extremely light. Like, it kind of makes me look like I went outside with sunglasses on, which I've mentioned many times on my channel. I'm not a fan of that on me. I know a lot of people like a bright under eye. I don't, not really. Now, maybe if you mean bright as in I look alive, then yes, but bright as in this right here, no, I'm not into this at all. But I'm just going to try it like this with a brush instead of my finger because I feel like it blends easily. Well, it's not blending over where I put the top of that powder. It's wanting to stick. But now I will say, I do that powder trick all the time, and other correctors that I put on top of powder don't ever give me this issue. And I mentioned that I would like to have another shade. I don't think I would, actually, because it wants to lay patchy over the top of where I put that powder. But the thing is I've always done that. I've always added powder there to clean up the outside of my eyeshadow, and other correctors lay nicely over it. See, like all last month, I used my Smashbox and Becca under eye corrector, and it would lay perfectly fine over powder. See, this one's not doing that. It's just one I just don't like. But I'm going to try to power through and use it for the whole month because I want to get as much use out of it as that I can, but it's probably one that I'm going to get rid of. Because I just don't like it. At least not this shade. I don't know. Maybe I'd feel better with a different shade, but even then, I just don't know because now it's still laying a slight patchy over this powder on this side, but not much. But now I understand that it's not meant to go over the top of powder, but my other correctors do just fine. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning it. But I think I applied way too much on this side. It's not as bad over here. I applied way too much. See if I can take my finger a little bit and kind of... Of course, I'm about to go over the top with some concealer. Okay, that's probably about the best I can do, but I like applying it better with a brush, I will say that. Before, I would just swipe it on and then use my finger, and I feel like a brush, it blends it out better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it works fine if you do it like this, if you blend it out like this, but I don't know, I feel like I like the way it applied with a brush. Yeah, I think I applied too much over here, because it's not doing as badly on this side, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky. So next I'm going in with the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This one's in the shade Light. Now this is an amazing, amazing concealer. So I'm just going to take a little teeny bit on my finger and we're gonna pat it out. I don't know, maybe after this month I can learn to love the other thing from NYX, and who knows, maybe by the end of the month I'll be eating my words and say, oh, I love it so much, I want a new shade. I don't know, I need to give it more of a chance because I've only used it a handful of times. Well, maybe about 3 or 4 times, I should say. And I need to give it more of a chance. Because underneath that, it doesn't look bad at all. So maybe I'm being too picky. I'm being too picky. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix the shades Blossom and what is this? The Happiness. I'm gonna mix the two of these together. Just trying to use a bunch of the shades in the palette. And then I'm gonna run that all along my lower lash line. I'm gonna go back in with more of the Blossom shade to add a little bit more pink. And then I think I'm going to go in a little bit with some of the shade Rose. I feel like I need a little something a little darker. Yeah, there we go. That's what I need right there. Just add a little something extra. The other shade was fine, but I feel like I needed a little something more. And then I'm going to take the shade Reflect. And we're going to pop that right here. Kind of swooping it up where I applied that eyeshadow stick. Now, I know I have to do the other lower lash line off camera, but I'm going to just show you the look right quick. And then I'm going to do the other eye off camera, and I am going to be using my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara, and this one's in the deep brown shade. So I'm going to do all that, and I'll be right back. You know what? Now I'm kind of mad at myself because the corrector actually looks okay now that the concealer's over the top of it, so I think I might be being too harsh, even though it did kind of mess up a little bit out here. But you know what? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I want to go in with my foundation. This is the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen. This one is in the shade 10 Larchmont. I'm going to take that on this brush. This is the IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. Now this was their 70s inspired one. You can't get this brush now, I don't believe. I know that they sometimes bring it back in February. Not this handle, but this like heart-shaped brush. But I thought it would be so perfect for this video. Because, you know, February, pink, Valentine's Day. But also, it's just a good brush. But first and foremost, I'm going to spray it with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I've also been using that brush a lot off camera, and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. I love this stuff. This is my second tube. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of spread that out on the back of my hand. I actually think that I could go down to the next shade because I feel like this shade might be a slight bit dark for me. I'm not sure, but you know, it's okay. I'm not going to apply too much, so I'm hoping it won't be so bad, but I think I could honestly go down to the lightest shade. This is the second shade in their range, and I think honestly I probably could use the lightest one, but this one works for me though. It's just, usually when I bought this, I was mostly placing a tinted sunscreen on my neck, but I haven't been doing that. I've just been placing my regular sunscreen that's not tinted, so whereas this worked for me when I had that, it might be a little bit too deep for me now, but I'm not applying much of it, and when I shear it out on the back of my hand like that, it's not picking up like, you know, full pigment. But yeah, I think after I finish this tube of this product, I am definitely going to pick the lightest shade up because I've just been putting my regular sunscreen on my neck. I haven't been using any tinted products there. So this one might be a little bit dark. I don't think it might show up that much on camera because of my ring lights, but in person it's just a touch. But I love this stuff so very much. And considering that I absolutely did repurchase it, that says something because normally I don't go through foundations. I mean, I have a lot of them. More than I need, of course, and for me to go through one, I feel like that really says something. I'll come in closer to my mirror in just a second to make sure it's laying nicely over the top of those primers, because I did mix those primers together. So I don't know. Because from the mirror that I'm looking at here, this mirror is sitting further away from me, so it looks fine. But up close, it might not be so fine. No. It's laying perfectly fine. Yeah. Not doing anything weird. Okay. Well, I'm glad to know that I can mix those two together because that way I feel like I'll use both of them because sometimes when I pick more than one, product in a certain category, I tend to focus on one more than the others. So we'll see how that goes. Now I do have my loose setting powder here that I definitely want to try, but I have this liquid contour. This is from e.l.f. This is their Halo Glow Beading Wand, and this one is in the shade Fair. So I'm going to take this, place a little dot of that on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to apply it like that. Now I know that looks incredibly cool tone, but when I tell you it blends out amazingly, I'm just going to use that same brush. I just feel like it blends out really nicely. It doesn't take much effort whatsoever. And then you can see it just gives me a very subtle, well, I use it as a bronzer. It says contour, but I just use it as bronzer. I'm going to take a little bit again. I just squeezed some out on the back of my hand. This did have one of those puff applicators. Yeah, I cut that thing off. I don't like those. And I feel like those waste a lot of product, whereas me squeezing out the amount I need is a lot better for me than actually applying it with the puff. And see, I think that looks so pretty. Like, it looks like a very natural shade on me, on my skin tone. I really like it. I think the contour one is way better than the blush and the highlighter ones. The highlighter ones are better than the blush. Those blushes, I was just so tired of them. I could not make them work. They wanted to work one day and then the next day would just be so patchy and they'd pull away. And I even tried them on bare skin. Nothing underneath. And they still got patchy. So I got rid of all of those. But the contour one is beautiful. I love the way that looks. Okay, we are going to use this one size trio. This is the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio, and this one is in Attention Seeker. I forgot this has a cream in it, so I'm going to kind of wipe off the top of that brush on my little silicone mat just to kind of get some of the bronzer off. I mean, if it mixes, it's not a big deal. And I'm going to take some of the cream shade, which is this shade right here. I might have picked up too much. Okay, let me tap some of that off on the back of my hand because I want to go over it with the powder side as well, and wowzers. I have not used this little trio in so long. That's why I said, you know what, I'm going to use that one today. Isn't that so pretty and darling? How can you not like pink? Okay, we're just gonna blend that out here. I gotta go in with my pink powder, but I wanted to apply that first. Oh, that's so pretty. I love blush. That's so cute. Okay, so now, this is the first time I'm gonna be trying this right here. This is from Wet n Wild, their loose setting powder in their soft pink shade. I am so excited to try this out, and look how pretty it is. Oh, that's so pretty. I was so excited when I saw this at Walmart. I didn't even know they had a pink powder. I have already, by the time I'm actually filming this part of the video, I've already done like the links and stuff, and the only place I could find it was Walgreens. So I do have that linked for you below. But now I did find this one in Walmart, but I don't believe it's listed on the Walmart website yet. So let's see how this goes. Zoom in a little bit more. Now, I know that the original is incredibly mattifying, so I figured this one would be too, and yeah, I think it is, yeah, because there you can see. Yeah, it's very mattifying. I'm picking up a big amount of it, and then pressing it kind of into the cap, and then applying it. I think I picked up a little too much on this side, but you know what? It's okay, because this is a pink look. We're going full Pepto-Bismol here. Is that the name of it? Bismol? Is it Bismol? You know what I mean. Okay, come on. That's all so much pink, but it's cute. Or I find it to be cute. Okay, that's cute. It's adorable, but we're going to go back in with this blush palette because I'm going to use the other two shades. So I'm going to take my Refi, this is the Face Duo brush. Let's go with this shade first. This is like the highlighter shade. Oh, that's powder. Because it might be this. Oh my. That is pink frosted if I've ever seen pink frosted. I feel like a pink cupcake. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? We're just gonna go with it. We're just having us a good time today with pink. Oh my. I know I'm making much over that, but I don't ever wear highlighter, so seeing that, that is pink frosted. Pretty. It's pretty though. That's pretty. I mean, I like it. I wiped that brush off and now we're gonna go into the center. We don't need any more pink on my face, but we're just having us a good time. Look, we're just having us a good old time, okay? It's alright. Oh my gosh. Is it too much? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. This is definitely that medication, but in powder form. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna take my CoverGirl translucent powder and then I'm just gonna do like the rest here. I might kind of take somewhere right in here a little bit just to kind of slightly tone that down. I don't know if you can tone it down. I don't think you can. That is so much pink. Okay, I'm going to do my brows right quick. I'm just going to do that off camera. I'm going to be using my Kosas Brow Pop Pencil in the shade Dark Brown and then the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Enhancer Gel. I'm just going to use these two and I'll be right back when we do the lip combo. You know, I honestly love it. It's too much and I love it. So for the lip combo, I don't know. I really want to try this strange CoverGirl blush. So I'm going to first take the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Pinky Swear. Okay, and I'm going to fill in the top and then blot it down. See, that's pretty all on its own, and that shade really matches kind of that shade I used as liner. But I need to know. This CoverGirl lipstick, I need to know. Okay, now, should I apply it straight from the bullet? I'm gonna regret this. And then I'll wipe off the bullet lipstick if I need to. I have like some tissue right here. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. I don't hate it. I actually kind of like it. Because look at it with the eyes and the cheeks. I'm not mad at it. It's cute. It's cute. I like it. It's cute. At first I was concerned. And I think it's kind of cute. Somebody's going to comment and say, you thought wrong. That looks so bad on you. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off the bullet lipstick because I did get that lip liner on it, so I'm gonna wipe that off. You know what? I really like it. I actually like it. But I am gonna apply a little bit of this. This is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. This is one of the glimmer ones, and this one's in the shade Candy Coated, which this one's my favorite. Oh, we're adding in that frosty to match these cheeks. Look at that. I'm having the best time. Okay, so here is this extremely pink makeup look. I mean, I love it. Honestly, this was the best time applying these products because I feel like my butterfly clip is about to fall out of my hair. And my butterfly clip is pink. But I love it. I honestly love it. Is it too much? Probably, but it is absolutely adorable. And that lipstick from CoverGirl, I'm so surprised. It's actually really cute. I mean, at first I was a little concerned, not gonna lie. I was concerned. But honestly, I just love this cute little bubblegum pink. And that frosty pink highlighter, I never thought that I would love something like that because I'm not a highlighter person. I love that. Honestly, I want to wear that more often. When I do these pink looks, I want to wear that every time. And no one can stop me because the pink frostiness is just everything. But I've enjoyed this so very much. I thank you so very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. All of these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission. And if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!